Today we are going to tackle some birdhouses. So the first thing that we're going to do is establish that eye level or that horizon line and our two vanishing points. We're going to put them out here on the ends. I think I'm going to get a darker pencil here for you guys. First one, let's just go ahead and start like we did last class. But they're birdhouses, so they're going to be a little bit smaller in size perhaps than what we did before. So I'm just drawing like a 2-inch line here. I'm going to draw the right half of the birdhouse right now. So I'm going to take my line back to my vanishing point and take it back on the other side to my vanishing point as well. And this is going to be the narrower side of our birdhouse. So I want to make sure that this line and the cutoff are parallel. Scoot out just a little bit more. So this is going to be the right half, and this is where I'm going to put the little openings for the bird. And so to find the center of this shape here, I am going to put an X from corner to corner. And that will help me find the center line of this front wall. And the reason that I'm doing this is we're going to make some A-framed birdhouses today. So we're going to want this line that comes up above. We're also going to want to know kind of where we're going to put our little holes for the birdhouse. Now I'm going to do the left wall, and the left wall goes back to this left vanishing point. I'm going to make it a little bit deeper. I don't need to find the center of this one. It's not going to have any holes in it. But if I wanted to put, if I wanted to say this was made of wood, if I start at this front and I just give it some even tick marks, I can make the side of this built of wood pretty easily, just by lining up my tick mark with my vanishing point at each time. I missed there. So I can create this illusion of these wood pieces making up the side of my birdhouse. All the way down. And then I'm going to put a roof on it. The roof is going to go from the corner, the front left corner, to the peak. I'm going to line that up, and the roof usually overhangs, and so I'm going to go slightly past each of those places. On the right side, I'm going to leave a little bit of a space, about the same amount of space that I'm leaving here, but I'm going to try and get that angle correct. In fact, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to do this first. So I'm going to draw it actually from the corner and from the peak, and then I'm going to draw a second line. And this becomes my overhang of my roof. Now to get the top of the roof and the bottom of the roof, I'm going to line up with my left because it's the left side of the roof. I'm going to line up with the left side. And I'm going to do that for both of these lines on the roof. Actually, I should pull that out for you so you've got it all the way out. And there's generally some thickness to the roof. So I'm going to create a little bit of a thickness to this front facing piece. And then this line and this line must be parallel. And technically you could find your back wall and find the center and do it that way. That's the absolute correct way to do it. But for our purposes of just getting the semblance for a warm-up, we're okay. Now I have this other side of my roof, and it's going to be parallel. The wall that's going back in is going to be parallel to this front wall. So this line has to be parallel to this line. So the way we do that is we line it up with the left vanishing point so that we get the same angle. Excuse me, on both of those sides of the roof. We also need a little place for our birds to perch, and that's in this front wall, or in this right-hand wall. So anything coming out of this right-hand wall is going to be coming from this left vanishing point. So I'm going to put a little place for the perch. And then I'm going to go from the left vanishing point and from the right vanishing point. And make my little stick sticking out. And I'm going to do it again from the top and the bottom, both to the left vanishing point. I may have said that wrong a minute ago. It's very hard to draw and talk at the same time. And I'm going to create a second one. And then you figure out shadows. I'm going to have the light coming from this side. The inside of this hole is going to be dark. We'll be able to see a little bit of the thickness just because of the angle that we're looking at. This side is going to have an overhang. So there's going to be a little bit of a shadow towards the top. Definitely going to be a shadow on the underside of this piece here. Oh, and this needs a little bit of thickness on this side. You can do the same thing with that we did here if you want to on the roof tiles, and just use your vanishing point to pull the roof pieces in. And then of course we are going to have somewhere in here a post. And the post isn't too terribly hard at this point. We're not going to worry about making sure it's in perfect placement. It's really the shadow that's going to help us determine that. And so just a quick shadow created up this side of the post. And maybe just a little bit on that front where it overhangs.